if we're this person, we've ended up having an advantageous position around someone's back. What if Ed's trying to grab the wrist to break my grip? Try and break my grip? Yes. Whatever way you want to do it. Come see on this side so you can see, look. So if I've got Ed, look. Now, if he's trying to break my grip, and I grab his wrist. Now I've got one arm trapped. I've got one arm free. Exactly, I'm going to hit him in the face. If he's still struggling around with this wrist, look, then I'm going to turn him into a choke. I've gone from their back position, like I could be trying to lift him up. He's going to try and break free. I'm going to grab a wrist. Yeah? Now if I've got a wrist, I've got another hand free. I'll crack him in the face. Turn that into a choke. Yeah, so see how we're battling from this position. I found their back. I'm trying to just survive. Either drag him about, he's grabbing the wrist. Look, I pulled it across. Now I've trapped one arm, I've got one arm free. Back, and I can turn it into a choke. Alright, so I'm starting from this position. I've got him in a body lock from behind. Look at him, he's trying to break free, go on. I've trapped a wrist, sorry. Look, he's got me, grabbing the wrist, opposite side. I'm pulling that arm across. Got that grip, that's not nice for you, is it? Fight's over then. Right? Yeah. Or turn it into a choke. I'm picking them up, trap their wrist, turn it into a choke. Alright? It is a really good submission, right? That and the arm bar are the two highest percentage submissions in mixed martial arts. Those are the two submissions that my dad kept in his syllabus, in our syllabus 30 years ago, two things that he deemed effective. If we start from a standing position, yeah? Like I said before, going to the ground might be a last resort. If you know it's just one-on-one and they're a bit bigger than you, you've got their back, that might be a way for you to just get them down. Alright, now look, we're going to try and practice this safely today with a passive partner to begin with before we start making it live. Alright, so I've managed to get my partners back. We've done scenarios where we've done a wrist lock, we've done a body lock, found the choke, yes? So we're at this position. Now look, if I want to tap the back of his knee, he's stabilising on this side, and look to bring him down, and I'm going to try and get my hooks in. From this position, look, I'm going to squeeze exactly the same as you were standing. The minute Meenhaz wants to tap, look, I let go. Okay, so you can start from standing, and then once you've got him in the ground, you can practice here. Look, hooks in, bring her back in, practice the choke, tap. I can do the other side. I let go. Alright? 4 or 5 times, and then you can't have the go. What was I doing from a standing position here? Attacking the back of the knee, pulling them down same time, and then trying to get my feet or your hooks, your heels in and around their waist. Alright? Okay, have a little go with mine. Grips, yeah? Get it down. Down. Getting my hands here and getting this round down here, it can take a little bit more time, especially if he's battling with me. Now, if I can, look, one of the quick ways to do it is literally gable grip like we've done, and pushing my forearm on the back of his shoulder, literally just clasping my hands and just squeezing him straight away. So I'm pushing on his shoulder, I'm expanding everything into him, and I'm just grip. That's one of the quickest ways to get a tap in, rather than always going around this way, finding the back of the neck. And as I was just saying a minute, we're doing it slowly and carefully, pulling the partner down on top of it. It's not going to be pretty like that if it's live. A bit of a wrestle, a lot of time you see people literally slam to the floor doing this. Alright, again, it is dangerous. If you can just get the hand round, gable grip, push into their shoulder, expand your chest into their back, create as little space as possible, you can get them to tap pretty quick. Alright? Or again, we're in a self-defense now, I'm not trying to get them to tap, we're trying to put them unconscious. And speed sometimes can be the essence. Alright, so have a little go this time, just get your hand around, clasp it on top, and I'm pushing my forearm into the back of their shoulder and just lifting up straight away. Everything in quick, squeeze. Alright? Okay, last little go before we move on to that. Hand just coming round. you get this last one, right, it's not always going to be clean, it's always going to be, it depends on how you get it, right? Now, if I'm struggling, okay, I'm getting head down, might have an arm trap, look. If I pull him down, get into this position, I've got his arm here, yeah? All right, if it's a bit of a struggle, look, can I get his arm trapped? And then it becomes 2v1 arm. If his arm's out, it's 2 arms v 2 arms, yeah? If I can get his arm pinned down and trapped in, then it's 2v1 arm. Pull me away, pull that arm away. I've got another arm. So again, if I'm in this position, look, and it's going to be a bit of a struggle, I've got this arm, and I can get it pinned down by his waist and get the leg over the top, then it becomes, look, I've got 2 arms, he's got 1. Really simple. Alright? And again, if I'm in here, pull the arm free, even if he's got a really strong arm, I can switch the arms, it becomes really difficult. But I've got to trim that, trap that arm in. Alright, so it could be here, you're in a bit of a struggle, look, can I pin his arm down? He's still fighting with this one. Trap it in. There you go. And that's a way to get the choke going from 2v2 to 2v1 arm. Alright? Okay, last one, off you go. 2v2. Where you feel helpless now? Yeah. It's on. What if I've ended up somehow here? Alright? They're on their feet, I'm on the floor. Now you see this in the jiu-jitsu competition, and again, this is me having full respect for all martial arts. Every martial art has their strengths and their weaknesses, okay? Someone trying to scoot across towards someone to engage, for me, it's not the most realistic self-defense scenario. Alright, the jiu-jitsu on the ground, you have to respect it, it's all got its place. Alright, but for me, if I'm in this scenario, I'm on the floor somehow, and I'm there, the first thing I want to do is get up. Alright, can I get back to my feet? That's what I want to be. Alright, now, a couple of positions here, look, good position for me to be in. If I don't want to go straight up stand, because if I go straight up stand, look, he can knee me in the face, kick me, I'm in a bad position. Alright, and I've seen it with people being on the floor here, another person just roundhouse kicks in the head, crack, because they're getting up too close. I've got to use my weapons here, which are my feet on the floor. Alright? Now we're talking self-defense scenario, not a sporting environment. And that's the other thing that you need to understand. If you're watching the crowd, you're sitting jiu-jitsu on the floor, that's a sporting environment. What's really vulnerable for Meenhaz is his knee. Bang, I want to kick him straight on. Right, if I can kick him here with like a soccer toe, or if he comes forward to lunge over me, look, bang, kick him in the point. What I want to create is a little bit of separation. Now if Meenhaz is just going to try and get around sideways to me, can I move? I want to be back as much as I can. If I need to kick him, look, if I think he's going to come over, bang, I want to be around space. Yeah? If he does try to launch and punch on top of me, punch on top, or kick, here, look, can I stop him when he hits? Can I stop him when I work and get my feet up? To stop him getting on top of me. Yeah, if I need to, I'm going to be kicking up with everything I can to stop him from getting on top of me, posturing up and the ground and pounding me. Yeah? My next position was to be here, as quick as I can. Look, I've got my guard up on my knee. Yeah? And then the last position, look, I'm getting up to my feet straight away. That's as gradual as I want to be. Alright? So if I'm here in this position, he can be moving around side to side, trying to get around my legs. Yeah, can I be kicking him in? Kick him in the groin, move. The quicker I'm back to my feet, well guess what, I can be gone. Yeah, or I've got a better chance being on my feet than on the ground. Right, because you don't know who we could be, it could be some of the mates and stuff. Right, we'll talk about self-defense tonight. So, last one here, look, I'm on the floor. Yeah, can I create space? Can I create space and get out? My guard, look, up to my feet. That's where we need to be. Alright? Just have a little go with your partner. Bow, says clap, good job.
Ian Cuthbert here from UKA. I've been producing champions for world level for nearly 4 decades. I'm sure a lot of people think it's just luck, but it's not. There's a complete process and mindset behind it. If you're interested in finding out what that is, then like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel.